Man, let me tell y'all something. I thought I knew what hunger felt like. I've been broke, I've been rich, I've seen it all. But nothing confused me, nothing humbled me, and nothing just rearranged my thinking like this. I heard Muslims fast for 30 straight days, no food, no water from sunup to sundown. I said, hold up, ain't no way they doing that willingly. But when I learned what Ramadan really is, I realized this ain't about starving the body. This is a spiritual training camp, and it's not about what you lose, it's about what you gain. Stay with me because this will flip your whole perspective on discipline. Have you ever been broke and waiting on that paycheck like it's a blessing? You're counting every penny for gas, praying that card goes through at the grocery store. I've been there, man. So when I first heard that Muslims completely stop eating and drinking for 30 days from the moment the sun shows up until the moment it sets, I thought it was some old ritual, some kind of punishment or pain. But then I started learning what Ramadan truly represents. And brother, it entirely changed my whole view on what self-control, gratitude, and true discipline actually mean. Because this whole process is not about deprivation. It's about nourishing your soul. It's not about what you sacrifice. It's about the strength you cultivate. Everyone in this world wants to talk about self-improvement, right? We make resolutions. I'm hitting the gym. I'm eating better. I'm gonna meditate. We all desire spiritual elevation, but nobody wants to go through the necessary purifying process that requires effort. And that's the true power of fasting. It forces humility. It breaks down the ego. It reveals that you are not the master of your desires, as you pretend to be. Because when that genuine hunger hits, you confront how much your comfort zone controls you. The constant need for coffee, the endless scrolling, the unnecessary distractions. During Ramadan, you cut all that mental clutter. You declare to your body, I am not your servant. You tell your ego, take a seat. You tell your appetite, you wait until the Creator permits it. That is profound, man. That is the taste of real liberation. And you know what truly amazed me? The atmosphere of peace. I expected fasting to breed irritation and misery. But no, man. When Ramadan arrives, you see believers with smiles. You see families unite, giving food to those less fortunate, spending the late hours in worship. You see people consciously holding back harsh words when they could have lashed out. You see patience where only impatience used to reside. I asked one of my Muslim friends, man, how do you stay so calm without eating all day? And he looked at me and said, Steve, hunger doesn't defeat you when you clearly know the reason for your hunger. That resonated deeply, because when your challenge has a divine purpose, it transforms into power. That is Ramadan. 30 days dedicated to establishing that your purpose is bigger than your physical cravings. Let's be honest, all of us are servants to something. Some are servants to wealth, some to their phone, some to their pride, some to instant gratification. We live our lives chasing fleeting pleasures and then wonder why we still feel empty inside. But Ramadan completely inverts that equation. It proposes, you want to feel complete? Stop indulging everything except your spirit. You pause feeding your mouth, and you begin feeding your heart. You stop boosting your ego, and you start building your humility. It's a comprehensive spiritual cleansing. All that noise, the lust, the anger, the envy, it begins to quieten, and in that stillness, you finally begin to hear the voice of your own soul again. And here's the beauty. Islam instructs you to fast not just to experience hunger, but to connect you with those who have no choice but to fast every single day. It creates profound human empathy. You realize, man, there are millions who go through this not for God, but because they simply have no sustenance. And here you are, breaking your fast with a full table, thanking the Almighty for every single blessing. That level of gratitude is undeniable. That kind of empathy strengthens the real community bond. Ramadan is a powerful reminder that blessings are not just for personal enjoyment. They are a resource to be shared. Now, some folks might argue, but Steve, it's just food. Why make such a big deal out of it? And that is exactly the point. If you can consciously say no to what is halal, lawful during the day, that powerful act trains your will to say no to what is haram, forbidden, for the rest of the year. If you can stop yourself from doing something good simply because God commanded it, you develop a spiritual muscle that keeps you away from evil when temptation arises. That is true discipline, brother. That is spiritual conditioning. You are not starving. You are training. And that's why, when the month concludes, true Muslims don't just return to eating normally. They return to living differently. They are more forgiving, more generous, more self-aware. Because the essence is not hunger. It is the lasting internal transformation. And the nights, man, the nights of Ramadan, they are different. People praying while the rest of the world sleeps, asking for mercy, reconnecting with their Creator. It's like the entire cosmos takes a slow breath, and your spirit finally finds its rest. It's not just a religious ritual, it's a time for deep self-reflection. It's God pressing a systemic reset button on your life. And I'll be real with you. It made me look inward. I have fame. I have success. I have comfort. But when was the last time I dedicated 30 days entirely to training my soul? That's what Islam gives you. It's not about taking things away. It's about elevation. You sacrifice the physical so you can taste the clarity of peace. You let go of ego so you can rediscover true humility. And that's why when the month ends, you see tears. Not because the month is over, but because the discipline worked. Somewhere in those 30 days, they reclaimed something they had misplaced. Their patience, their gratitude, their connection to God. They realized that their best self wasn't hidden behind success. It was hidden underneath layers of distraction and ego. And Ramadan helped them dig it back out. I used to think fasting was about remaining hungry. Now I understand it's about remaining human. It is not punishment. It is purification. It is not denial of life. It is saying yes to a higher, more meaningful existence. Let me tell you what really made me pause. How Muslims fast not out of fear but out of love. They are not denying themselves comfort because they are afraid of God's wrath. They do it because their love for Him is strong enough to prompt immediate obedience. That hit me hard, man. In our society, adherence to rules is rare. We follow rules only when someone is looking. But here is an entire global community, millions of people, waking up before the sun, whispering prayers, not because anyone is forcing them, but because they earnestly desire to please their Creator. That is true sincerity. And what makes it even more powerful is the unity. Nothing compares to the sight of Muslims breaking their fast together. Rich, poor, different colors, different backgrounds, everybody is equal at that table. And you realize, Islam is not built on individual ego. It is built on collective humility. When that sun finally sets and that call to prayer echoes Allahu Akbar, the world seems to pause. You see tears of joy. You see genuine gratitude. That singular moment teaches a lesson that no self-help book can. Peace is not found in abundance. Peace is found in remembrance. When your heart remembers its true allegiance, everything else falls into its proper place. The nights become vibrant with worship. The days become calmer, lighter. You see people consciously holding their temper, forgiving others, seeking to mend broken relationships. Ramadan is not just a month, it's a blueprint. It's God saying, this is the potential of your heart when it's clean. You're supposed to fast from gossip, from anger, from pride. You fast from anything that poisons your spirit, because it's not just the food that breaks the fast, it's the way you treat people. That's a standard the modern world has abandoned. We have diets, we have body detoxes, but we ignore the spiritual detox. Ramadan says you want to be free? Start by cleansing the soul of jealousy and arrogance. And the ultimate gift God gives is this. He doesn't want your empty stomach. He wants your clean heart. Ramadan makes you see life through a different, clearer lens. You realize that peace is not hiding in some mansion or luxury car. It's been sitting right there in your heart, waiting for you to hit the mute button on all the noise. The genius of it is that most of us run from discomfort and silence. But in Islam, they embrace it. That struggle is your mirror. That hunger is your teacher. And after 30 days of that intense training, you come out lighter, clearer, and you realize that the things you thought you couldn't live without, you actually can. Ramadan is a reminder that we're built for more than comfort. We're built for character. We're built to serve something higher. And when you live like that, life stops being random. It starts making sense. You start walking on purpose instead of just wandering in pleasure. Because a test ain't meant to break you. It's meant to prove you. So the next time you see a Muslim fasting, don't just see a hungry person. See a fighter. See a believer. See somebody who's training their soul to remember what really matters. That's victory. And if you carry that discipline and that faith into the rest of your year, then brother, you are already winning the bigger game.